Greetings, programs! Welcome back to CK2, and actually, this is my second attempt at recording this because it just went wrong in multiple directions the first time. Not only did the game freeze not long after basically just after I stopped recording, but then I discovered that Bandicam hadn't actually been recording anyway. Or rather, it had been recording, but it was recording the desktop underneath the game rather than the actual game client. So, second time lucky. So, not only was that recording junked, but I've had to go back to the save file start point anyway, so we've lost about 3 years of history, and you'll just never know what happened. The other thing is that I'm recording this at like 4:30 in the morning, so I might be a bit more loopy than normal, and it's also going to be quite a short episode. It was a short episode, now I'm doing it again. I've just been sleeping really badly this week, and tonight's just been full on insomnia again, so I thought I'm probably not going to feel up to recording this later, so I might as well record it now. But I'm not going to be the sharpest light bulb in the pastry shop. That's not a phrase. Anyway, I've been trying to catch up with where I was at and what my goals were, because it's been a couple of weeks. So obviously I'm going to be just, rusty anyway, but where we left off was involved in a rather pointless host war down in Wales, which is trying to replace one McJedi with another McJedi for no apparent reason. The other thing I looked at, and the other thing I would like to do, is obviously get a hold of Ireland. I was looking at claimants for the throne. And I've got a claimant for the throne in my court, if I can bring up the council, Arthael McJedi, who is 66, so he's getting on in years. I would need to make this claim reasonably soon. And this would let me, let's see, he has got a son, Dorjander McJedi. So there would be a McJedi on this throne. Now, this, coupled with going back to Tanistry laws, means there's a chance we could reunite just through inheritance laws without having to do any murdering or marrying and waiting for 5 generations malarkey. But there's no guarantees, absolutely no guarantees whatsoever. Apart from anything else, changing over to Tanistry laws, well, you can see that's a bunch of red X's there at the moment. I need to have reigned for 10 years, and that's fine. I think Jirahi can probably last that long without falling down a well or something. Is at peace, again, shouldn't be too difficult. The two difficult ones are no vassals are fighting each other, and no vassal count or above has a negative opinion. Now, there's only a couple that do. The main one is the Duke of Moray. We'd probably have to buy him off, and I discovered first time round that it was going to be rather expensive. It would be like 150 gold or something. So it's doable, but it's the kind of thing I would wait until just before. And the other two that don't like me very much are, mere barons, so they don't really count. However, the Duke of Albany is also he's borderline. Now, part of it is this short reign negative modifier, so the longer that Jirahi reigns for, everyone's opinion will go slightly up. I also, will it be available? I can also bump up my opinion with the Grand Mayor by dumping culture points into popular customs. I can get popular customs 4, which, as you can see, gives city vassal opinion plus 1.2. So we can mouse over and see what his opinion is, which is actually pretty good. And we can see from technology plus 8. So that just entirely cancels out the negative foreigner thing. Oh, there was actually, that reminds me, there was one I'd never seen before with Torgil Af Ognear. Air educated with foreign culture, minus 25. I've never seen that minus modifier before. It might just be I've never noticed it before and it's been there loads of times in the game, but this is the first time I've seen it and noticed it. And it's actually quite, minus 25 is fairly powerful. It's on a par with him desiring a county that I actually hold that's de jure a part of his duchy. So I don't know what to do about that one. I don't think there is anything I can do about that one. But I can give him a fat bribe to like me more. So we'll unpause. And the fight in Wales, I mean, I'll tell you how it went in the alternate version of history. We sieged, and I'll actually speed this up a bit. I then managed to beat one of the armies, and the other army marched in because it's a split between Navarrese forces and actually, you know, Welsh forces at the moment there. And having beat the Welsh forces, the Navarrese forces walked in. The jerks that I'm supposed to be helping, Seshok's host, they just stood in the next county. They didn't come in and help, where, you know, our combined forces would have easily beat the Navarrese forces. No, they just stood there and let me get beaten. So I'm not going to make that mistake again. However, this Welsh terrain, it's all hilly, so it favours defenders. So basically the plan is, as it was the first time, to get them to attack me. And hope that Seshok doesn't just, you know, completely diddle me like he did last time. In a somewhat non-consensual manner. I did not enjoy the fact that he just left me swinging in the wind. Okay, that's a plot where somebody's going to kill somebody else and I don't really care about it. Right, I've also got vassal boats raised, which is not helping my opinion, but as we saw, Lachlan, the Grand Mayor Lachlan, and I actually did show this the first time round, Republic of Dumfries is actually doing fairly well. He rather likes me. Why isn't Scotland showing up there? I don't... Did Scotland... Whoa, what? That's definitely different from the first time round. The Republic of Scotland has spontaneously no longer... It's no longer a trade republic. Okay, well, it was really extensive as well. It was like all of the Baltic, and it was starting to encroach into, you know, the North Sea coast, and now it's just gone. Now it's just gone. I mean, I suppose I shouldn't complain. It means Dumfries has got more of a scope, but yeah. Anyway, we need a new spy master. Kip, Bishop of Carlisle. We'll take him because he'll bump up to 12. Also, I know what I was going to do. I was going to recall the Chancellor because he was there. Now, a consequence of me having to record with the client recording mode rather than screen recording mode is that the output might be like super choppy, because that was happening for a while. The frame rate was not, like, it wasn't the actual frame rate at all. It just, the recordings were not looking great for CK2, and it turned out it was because I was recording client recording rather than screen recording. So I switched over to screen recording, and then, well, as I explained at the start of the episode, screen recording was actually just recording the desktop underneath the client rather than what was happening. So you could see the mouse, and it was actually the CK2 mouse, the little gauntleted pointing finger, or, well, hand. So you could see it moving around the screen, and I was explaining various things, and it was just like steam. And it looked kind of weird, and it was also really annoying because it meant I'd wasted 25 minutes of my life because Bandicam suddenly decided to start doing something different, even though it's running in the same software environment it was previously. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, march those troops in. Also, yeah, if I bash the table leg with my chair occasionally, I do apologise for that. Right, anyway, okay. This time that fight went a bit differently. I callously perhaps used him as bait to march, or to wait for those troops to march in, and then I can march in myself. But anyway, this is going to be a eunuch event, isn't it? Where he gives me a eunuch who turns out to be a really good chancellor or something. He's regaling me with the stories of his travels to, you know, far Dorset or somewhere. Hindustan. It's always Hindustan. It'd be nice if it was a bit more kind of like varied. And it actually was, you know, Hindustan or something. Arthael's had a daughter. Okay. And a soldier. Actually, that could be useful. Will accept the gift because We don't have a lot of people with really high martial ability. We've got, I mean, the actual martial's good, but there's not, there's a bit of a drop off after that. So Hussam, obviously he's a eunuch, but he's diligent, temperate, humble. Martial score of 11's not brilliant, but it's still pretty decent. Oh, and this happened the first time around as well. So, yeah, once again, Jihad for Jerusalem. That has to be the most traded piece of real estate in the entire in-game world over the history of this, game as I've played it so far. Right, Princess Cithella needs edumacation. Let's edumacate her. Can't remember who I picked last time. Probably the Marshal. That was it. Also, I spotted. No, that's the wrong button. That betrothal button. I spotted that there was some eligible bachelors. So we've got the Emperor of Carpathia, except we know Carpathia is actually a bit of a paper empire. Yeah, actually, Byzantium's pushing westward, it looks like. So there's a Golden Horde there and Byzantium there, and then the Emperor of Carpathia has. I don't even know where he exists. I keep scrolling to scroll in and out, and the game is like, if it's even slightly near the window, it scrolls up and down the window. I have to put the mouse all the way over there. Where is Carpathia? I don't know, but it's probably like one province. And this dude sitting in this one province who's proclaimed himself the Emperor. I'm the Emperor, honest. I'm the Emperor of this chair and this table. Oh, and at least as far as that wall over there. Yeah, no, not so much. But anyway, King of Bohemia, which is where's Bohemia? I don't know. Bohemia's, I don't know. Is that part of the? No, that'll be part of the HRE. Yeah, it will be part of the HRE. Must be. Yeah, there we go. There's the Bohemia crest. But there's also Denmark, and I'm actually going to go with Denmark in this case. And well, he's 17, but if he's willing to wait, because she's only like 2. Then that would be a good, spread the McJedis around a bit. Much to the chagrin of Caption Guy. Right, so he's accepted that. That's fine. And that's some Welsh forces moving in there. We'll actually go to intercept those guys. Except they've decided to be sports and march back to their Spanish buddies. Well, Spanish. I say Spanish. Basque. They're Basque buddies. Because they're Navarrese. And, the Basques can be touchy about those things. I don't know. I might have wandered into dangerous territory there. Right, this happened last time as well. Amass wealth, because I've got a fairly healthy income. Which means I can pick the ambition to increase martial ability, because it sucks at the moment and it's hindering my ability to raise troops. Which we're going to need if we're going to take Black Island. So, do I just leave them there and continue that siege? I mean, it'll give me extra war score. We need a new steward, apparently. What? The game does this sometimes. It's like, so-and-so is no longer your steward or your mayor or your mayor, what? Is no longer your marshal or whatever, and you think, oh, they've died or they've become incapable or something. And no, they're still there, they're still available, and it just makes no sense whatsoever. CK2, you are so very silly. So one of the things I talked about in the first, I can't remember how I got onto it. I was probably on the subject of overlays. That was it. I was talking about overlays, and I wandered onto the subject of Hearts of Iron 4. And I was thinking of maybe doing a video just with my thoughts on it. But the thing is, I'm not very good at it, so there's that. But it wouldn't maybe necessarily be so much about the gameplay as me just, giving my thoughts on it. But a précis of my thoughts on Hearts of Iron 4 is I don't really enjoy it all that much, and it's mostly because it's much more limited in scope compared to games like EU4 and CK2, where you've got hundreds of years to create your own histories and really impose your own will, or at least attempt to impose your own will in Europe and various other bits around Europe in CK2, and of course across the whole world in EU4. And well, then you get to Victoria 2, and things get a bit more limited in that it's really only like the top 8 nations that actually get to do the interesting stuff. And then you get to Hearts of Iron, and it was the case with Hearts of Iron 3 as well. It's just really limited in scope. It's all like ultra focused on one conflict. And I don't know, that's just not me, really. Oh, well, this didn't happen last time, but it is happening this time. They're trying to force elective monarchy. We're going to have another civil war, aren't we? I really do not want this, but I cannot agree. I cannot accede to their demands. So, is it accede or accede? I can never remember. Anyway, so, hooray! Another civil war! Goody! Goody, goody, goody. Goody, goody. Excellent. Marvellous. Fantastic. Brilliant. Excellent. I'm running out of words here. Right. Super. Okay. Great. Let's get those boats back to... Those boats. Let's get the... Why is... Don't... Oh, they're not actually in the... Oh, what? Oh, because... Oh, for goodness sake. Those aren't my boats. They were Galloway's boats. Galloway is... well, Dumfries, rather. Dumfries has decided to try... Oh, for goodness sake. This didn't happen the first time round, I'll tell you that. It didn't. I mean, the game crashed and the recording was completely balked and I couldn't use it. But at least there wasn't a civil war again. I mean, I spotted that there was a, the faction was there. But for some reason, it was fine. And they weren't being, pushy. And we want elective monarchy now, plus, or we'll, wreck the country again. But no, here we are. At least they're not trying to depose the McJedis. They're just trying to change the electoral laws. Well, the succession laws, but... Okay, anyway, right. Okay, right. How many troops do I have? That's probably a good place to start. 4,300, and I can raise another 2,900. And it's not like it's the whole country. It's literally Moray and Dumfries. So that's not so bad. Although, as you'll notice, lots of people have their troops raised. There's a lot of internal wars going on at the moment. This is one of the issues I'm having, is that the country itself is... like all the dukes are fighting against each other, and I've got odd, counts trying to take duchies away from their erstwhile overlords, and it's all very confusing and it's all very messy, and I would very much like them to just sit quietly in a corner and behave themselves and very much stop mucking around. But do they listen? No. Also, apparently I've still got a plot going to kill King Stephen, Captain Guy of England, and I think we'll just let that one run, because why not? Right, fleet levies. Yes. Well, that was equivocal. Okay, don't need that one, but I do... Wait, that's... God... 50. Is that the 50 boats? Yes, we need 50 boats for 5,000 men. So let's bring down the 50 boats for the 5,000 men. Oh, I can move them there, but I can't move them there. Okay. Is it because I've got that fully siege? No, surely not. I don't know. Yes, no, maybe. Reasons, answers, questions, words. Loud noises! Have I mentioned it's obscenely early in the morning? Anyway. Large bands of rebels, traitors, opportunists, bastards are flocking to the banner of the faithless traitor Duke Torgil II. Or Duke Torgil II. Duke Torgil II! This time it's personal. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, right, so we're gonna slightly screw Seshok of Seshok's host, but you know, surely he can manage himself at this point, surely. And if he can't, then screw him. I've got more important fish to fry. I can call in King Sancho of Aquitaine. Wait, why? When did that happen? Was that in the last episode? Possibly. Because Aquitaine is now France as well, isn't it? Except it's also Portugal. I don't know. Anyway, that's a very odd looking map. I don't remember it being quite that contiguous. I guess Emrys, you know, lost his fight. Right. Onto the boots. I boot the boots and okay, let's just bring them back home. That's 5,000, and then with what I can raise from Ross, that's not even what I can raise down there, but what I can raise from Ross and the Western Isles, that should be enough. Should be. Oh, hello, I've raised troops where somebody's retinue army. Must be 500 men rather. There's 5,000 men. That would be concerning. Right. They are currently paddling their way up the Irish Sea. Their large inflatable lilos, which of course was the preferred mode of transport in the 13th century, as everybody knows. Move them over there, stand the boats down so it's not... Due to not being in a friendly port, why does CK2 do this? They are. 1,000 times they are, and yet the game goes, doop. Again, one of the little quirks, and it must be a bug. It must be a bug. Because in what way, conceivably, shape or form, are they not in a friendly port? I don't know, but for some reason the game has decided that they aren't. Anyway, 7,000 men. They have 6,000 men. Maybe I will raise those troops, maybe. I'll let the... Are they all marching into Inskor? Oh, that's why there was two markers, because it was the two separate... You'd have thought it'd be enough troops, but apparently it wasn't enough troops. But troops that are just raised have inferior morale. You have to let them like stand around for a bit and, I don't know, talk themselves up into a, you know, yeah, we're gonna have a fight. Yeah, we're really excited. Yeah, that's totally how it would have gone. I imagined a situation in which, okay, I can get the brave trait. Did I get the brave trait? No, I did not. God damn it. Brave is quite useful. Anyway, never mind. Well, I just repaused it again because of reasons. Right, that's the Dumfriesian army. The thing is, if I just like attack them, they might, like the other troops might come across from the other side, and that would be slightly problematic. And oh, hello, you're from Carrick, right? Of course. Okay, never mind. Well, maybe if I get those guys there in time. That was maybe slightly poor intelligence on my part, not spotting that I was just, you know, raising an army into enemy troops, but never mind. Never mind. That 1,000 men would have been really useful, but never mind. It's fine. I'm sure we'll be fine. It's absurdly early in the morning. It's possibly not the best time to be making important military decisions. Also, how come they count as the defenders when I'm raising the troops from the... I don't know. But the game does. Right. Apparently that army just... Successful jihad for Jerusalem. To the surprise of nobody. Surprised it took them that long. Right. Oh, their forces from Lothian. Okay, that's fine. It's just... I don't know. We use the lion rampant a lot in Scotland, and it's the same lion rampant all over the place. And it's just, you know, the colours change a bit. So ideally we need them to, you know, attack me. Or in fact, I could just siege Moray. In fact, it's less land to cover for more war score, or for a bigger percentage of war score. I know kind of what I mean, except my brain's refusing to put it into intelligible English. Because, have I mentioned it's quite early? Anyway, I'm supposed to be doing... Oh, this is going to be such a busy weekend as well. I'm supposed to be doing stuff. So some Saturdays I've got a Patreon, and then there's all kinds of video stuff to be doing, and I've got the German battleships to try out in World of Warships, and I don't even have quite all the replays or the footage that I would ideally need, but I've got most of what I need, apart from the German Tier 10. Don't really have a game I can use for that yet, unless I used a really terrible one. But anyway, yeah, so I've got that, and then there's an upcoming premium on World of Tanks, and there's the Panzer 3K I still have to take a tremendous poop all over because it's terrible. Although I think I could probably do that one quite quickly, actually. I'm tempted to just use one of the many, many really awful games I had in it and go, this is bad, and here are the reasons why, and don't buy it. And then I've said I'm going to do a supporter week soon as well, and I thought maybe next week, except German battleships. Well, I'm not saying they're coming out next week. No, that they're definitely not coming out next week. It's just getting, the stuff I need together, and it's just like the timing is all rather compressed. And it's not just the German battleship line per se. There's also the Scharnhorst as a premium and the Dunkirk as a premium, and those are going to require two separate videos from each other, and they both have separate embargo dates. And the World of Tanks premium has that's an embargo date around the same time next week-ish. I can't remember when it is exactly, actually. I should probably look that up before I put anything on the interwebs. And then I'm sure there's other stuff I'm not thinking of as well. But yeah, anyway, it's just the next couple of weeks are going to be particularly busy. Just in terms of, warships are low. We should get her married. But also, we've had word, talking of warships, we've had word that the Royal Navy cruisers, I think there's just cruisers, might come in September. But this was a big, might. It was a big maybe. It was not a, this is definitely going to happen. It was just a, this is a possibility. Right, a Prince of Sweden. Let's marry somebody to a Prince of Sweden, because why not? Let's pack her off there. Is this a Prince of Sweden who's going to actually inherit Sweden? Yes, he's got really awful martial skill. But anyway, as we've proved, as King Jiraiya's proved, it's no impediment except for those times when it is, and you manage to get all your troops killed in a fight. I really could have used that extra 1,200 manpower, those extra 1,200 troops. That would have been useful, but it's fine. It's fine, unless they all, unless all their armies march on me at once, in which case I'm so screwed. I could actually, for one of the, like the first time ever, and those boats, I meant to, there we go, I can finally stand down those boats. Oh, I could also actually upgrade my, let's see, light infantry, heavy infantry. Can we actually see what these forces are comprised of? Quite a few heavy infantry, so having heavy infantry upgraded would actually be useful, so let's do that. But yeah, mercenaries. It might well be worth my while actually hiring some mercenaries. Now, there's a couple of big mercenary companies, the 13,000 man companies, but they're incredibly expensive. We've got currently only plus 4 gold per month. How is it 4 gold? Is my income just that greatly reduced? Levy upkeep. Oh, well, yeah, that'll be part of it. But also, I'm missing out on a big chunk of city tax from the fact that Dumfries, despite the fact that I had like 80 plus relationship with the current Grand Mayor, they decided to rebel anyway because just screw everything, I suppose. But yeah, I'm not bitter. Anyway, one of the smaller companies maybe. 32 cost a month. And I could have them going for about 10 months with my current cash reserve, or I could get one of the smaller steel companies. But I think I probably would be wanting... mind you, you look at the per month cost, the Lombard band, they're only 8 gold per month. I'm just going to hire them right away, good grief. They're incredibly cheap. Why are they so cheap? I don't know. Like, you look at the monthly cost of the rest of them, and they were saying, like, I was saying 6 gold a month. I don't... Are they just, like, really terrible? Anyway, Seshok's host, so there's a new Muck Jedi down in Wales who will hopefully be kindly disposed towards me. They're just sieging at the moment, and it's taking me a while to break through the siege. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop it here, because I said it was going to be a shorter episode. So this is now just on to another civil war, more sieging. I'm fairly confident we can win this one, but it's not a disaster if I lose. I'm not going to lose the crown or anything. So, fingers crossed, this recording has been okay, and that the game doesn't just crash after I've stopped recording again. It's so, like, CK2, like, when you're actually playing it, sometimes, largely it's fine, and then just occasionally it derps out. But I've noticed on the menu, especially, it's actually really easy to make it crash when you're on the main game menu, and I don't know why. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this episode, despite my probably more than usual incoherence, you can hit the like button. You can leave any comments below. I'm struggling to remember my own spiel here. You can sub to my channel if you aren't already. And as always, stay tuned for more.